Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Now it is obvious to a lot of people that planning a wedding is expensive. Even if you try to do it cheaply, the cost can still very easily build up into thousands of pounds. Especially if you're perhaps not familiar with the possible hidden costs, you can easily pay out more money than what you were expecting to. So for today's video, I want to share my experience with booking the venue and sorting out the registrar for the wedding. I do hope that this video is of some use to people, but of course I'm just going off of my own personal experience and I am in no way a wedding expert. So with that being said, let's begin. Obviously the first thing to do is to research venues and figure out what kind of wedding you and your partner would like. Would you want more of a religious and traditional ceremony by getting married in a church? Or would you prefer to hold more of a civil wedding? The choice is completely up to you. For us, this was a very easy decision as neither myself or my partner are religious, so we just didn't have the desire to marry in a church and have a religious wedding. You also will need to figure out the basics of your wedding. I already spoke about this in an earlier video, but it's important, so I'll briefly discuss this again here. Before looking around any venues, it's important that you have a rough idea of what you want out of your special day, like for example, roughly how many guests you're thinking would attend, your preferred date to marry, and things like that. In order to give you a good idea on price and what the venue can offer, and if the venue is even suitable for you, the venue themselves need to know the basics of what you and your partner are wanting. And how much information each venue will require from you before they'll book you in to even view a venue will vary depending on what location you're looking into. But skipping ahead slightly, when you've found a venue both you and your partner really love, check the venue has your preferred wedding date available, and then you can either provisionally reserve that date with the venue or go right ahead and officially book your wedding with that venue. When it comes to provisionally reserving a wedding date, if your chosen location offers this, then I would definitely recommend utilising it. For myself and my fiance's chosen venue, we were actually able to provisionally hold our preferred wedding date for up to 10 days completely free of charge. But obviously other venues provisionally hold wedding dates differently, so always double check with your venue about holding your date. And of course bear in mind that maybe not all venues even offer this option. After you have provisionally booked or officially booked your wedding date with your chosen venue, the next step is to contact the local registrar or vicar to ensure that they're available on your preferred wedding date and to book them in for the ceremony. The way this process works is different depending on if you're having a church wedding or civil wedding, but we went down the registrar route as we are not getting married in a church. The registrar you need to contact depends entirely on where you're getting married. So for example, if you live in Leeds here in the United Kingdom, but you're actually going to get married in Whitby, then you'll need to contact the registrar in Whitby, not your local registrar in Leeds. Different registrars around the UK may work in different ways, but with myself and my partner, we were able to reserve our wedding day and time for the ceremony for a fee of £34, and then all other fees are paid when the wedding day gets closer. The second you provisionally reserve a wedding date or officially book your date, contacting the registrar or vicar is the most important thing that you should do in terms of next steps. When contacting any registrar, you should have an idea of the time that you would prefer to have your ceremony and a backup time just in case that time isn't available. I personally refused to officially book the wedding date until I knew for sure that the registrar had our date available. But I know that it doesn't always work this way with weddings, that's just kind of how me and my partner preferred to do it. Me and my fiance were lucky because not only did the registrar have our date available but our preferred time too, but this just isn't always the case, so always have a backup plan. You should also have information available like a bank card to pay any upfront reservation fees with, and basic information about you and your partner and the wedding location. Bear in mind that registrar fees can add up very quickly and unexpectedly. Our registrar fees will add up to almost £600, with fees like the attendance fee and the reservation fee. The attendance fee is actually the bulk of the payments that we must make to our registrar, with the attendance fee alone being around £461, although that fee doesn't have to be paid until about 3 weeks before the wedding. Also, when registering your intent to marry, bear in mind that that is also something that is an extra added cost. Registering your intent to marry is a legal document and something that is required to be signed before you marry. You usually register your intent to marry with your local registry office for a fee of around £35 per person. Please note that this could be lower or higher depending. For the most up-to-date information here in the UK for giving notice of your intent to marry, then please check the gov.uk website, which will be linked down below. You do need to provide documents while registering your intent to marry, so please be prepared for that too. I hope this video has given you some useful information about booking the venue, dealing with your registrar and registering your intent to marry. If you did, please leave this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, click on that subscribe button, and I do very much hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.